learning of Christ is easy, for to perceive with Him involves no strain at all. Now each of you has a guide, and that guide is awake. That guide is therefore the Christ. And you also each have the Holy Spirit, which, although at the moment it seems to be something different from you that you can lean into, it is at the bottom line nothing more than your right mind. Learning of Christ is easy, for to perceive with Him involves no strain at all. What's work is when you're trying to figure it out all by yourself, ignoring the obvious, and coming up with some fanciful imagination that somehow has a ring of solidarity to it and substance to it that others might believe when you present the idea to them, so that they will join with you and help substantiate what from the beginning was nothing more than perception, not knowing. His perceptions, the Christ, the Holy Spirit, which is the Christ that you are your natural awareness. And it is only distortions which you introduce that tire you. Well, you say, it's much more difficult to love the unlovable. How on earth can I love that bastard and not be exhausted at the end of the day from the trouble? Well, you're right. How can you love your flawed perception and not be exhausted? Abandon your perceptions in favor of being present with that about which you have made an assessment without making the assessment, and being present with them innocently. That is your natural awareness, and it will not tire you to engage in it. Let the Christ in you interpret for you. And do not try to limit what you see by narrow little beliefs which are unworthy of God's Son, meaning which are unworthy of you and which are unworthy of the one you are having perceptions about. For until Christ comes into His own, the Son of God will see Himself as fatherless. Again, said differently, for until the Holy Spirit comes into His own, you, the Son of God, will see yourself as fatherless. So you see, we've used a lot of words, but at the bottom line, it boils down to the fact that you need to be willing to treat each other as well as you're willing to treat a dog. you know what none of you believe? None of you believes that such a simple thing can be the turning point in your awakening. None of you believes that such a simple thing will undo all illusion. But it will. As you go into this week, as you go through this week, I encourage you to watch to see what it is you're wanting to see. And then be careful that you do not try to hold your brother in bondage to what you choose to see about him, what you choose to perceive about him, what you choose to believe about him, because what you believe, you will see, whether there's any justification for it or not. And when everyone is going through their day, seeing their perception of each other, rather than what's really there, everyone's behavior will, in one way or another, be obtuse. It will not be appropriate to the reality that is going on, and the response you will get will be, in one form or another, objection. Because none of you likes to be seen for what you're not. And so the very context in which you all generally relate to each other is the exact thing that creates and maintains and reinforces conflict. This week, try introducing something new. Is that an admonishment? Or a simple invitation? Well, I'll put it this way. For those to whom a simple invitation works, it's a simple invitation. To those to whom a simple invitation doesn't work, it is an admonishment. It is a firm demand to engage in something you're not inclined to engage in, because what you're being invited to engage in is the one thing that can change everything. And I love you all enough. I love you all enough to be very, very straight with you. Because I love you. And because I want for you more than you're letting yourself have. I look forward to being with you next week.